So this is another question they have asked me as a doubt. F of x is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3 in closed interval 0 comma 4. He is asking the value of c in Lagrange's mean value theorem. That function only I simplified like this. Okay, so it is a polynomial function, everywhere continuous and everywhere differentiable. So it is continuous in closed interval 0 comma 4, differentiable in open interval 0 comma 4. Now we are finding f dash of c is equal to f of 4 minus f of 0 divided by 4 minus 0. Now what is f dash of c? 3c square minus 12c plus 11, that is f dash of c. What is f of 4? Instead of substituting here f of 4, you can substitute here. What is f of 4? F of 4 is equal to 3 into 2 into 1 minus f of 0 minus 1 into minus 2 into minus 3. That's why you will get minus 6. So 3, 6, 12 by 4 we are getting 3. Okay. So therefore we got 3c square minus 12c plus 8 is equal to 0. So from this you can find out the value of c which present in this interval. Okay. Next you can see another question in page number 127. The function is given like this. F of x is equal to x into cos 1 by x. He is asking the value of c in Lagrange's mean value theorem in this interval. For this function, the value of c in Lagrange's mean value theorem for in this interval. Okay. Now first of all I will find out f dash of x. What is f dash of x? F dash of x is equal to x into cos 1 by x differentiation minus sin 1 by x into 1 by x differentiation is minus 1 by x square plus cos of 1 by x into x differentiation is 1. Now this simplification what we will get? Sin of 1 by x divided by x plus cos 1 by x, that is f dash of x we got. But you observe here f dash does not exist when x is equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, differentiation does not exist. 0 present in this interval. That's why the function is not differentiable in open interval minus 1 comma 1. Between minus 1 comma 1 there is 0. At 0 differentiation does not exist. That's why c value does not exist in Lagrange's mean value theorem. Next you can go for another question in page number 128. Question number 1. Function is continuous in closed interval a comma b given. Function is differentiable in open interval a comma b given, and also saying that f of x is not equals to 0. Then there exists theta, that only c we can say. There exists theta belongs to open interval a comma b such that f dash of theta divided by f of theta he is asking. You can check options are there in form of a plus theta, b minus theta, a minus theta, like that. So here a little bit care we have to take. I am considering the function g of x is equals to x minus a into x minus b into f of x. That is the function I considered. Now tell me, it is a polynomial function. This function is continuous, differentiable everywhere. So this total function is continuous and differentiable everywhere. Now what is g of a? What is g of a? G of a is equal to 0. And what about g of b? G of b is also equal to 0. So now we can apply Rolle's theorem or not? All the three conditions of the Rolle's theorem are satisfied. Then what we can do? The dash of x. Okay, that is g dash of x. We will find out first of all. G dash of x is equal to u, v, w. How to differentiate? X minus a into x minus b into third function differentiation plus x minus a into f of x into x minus b differentiation 1 plus x minus b into f of x into x minus a differentiation is 1. That is g dash of x. Now what is g dash of theta? G dash of theta must be equal to 0 or not? According to Rolle's theorem, g dash of theta, theta belongs to open interval a comma b. G dash of theta must be equal to 0. That's why we will get theta minus a into theta minus b into f dash of theta plus theta minus a into f of theta plus theta minus b into f of theta must be equal to 0. Therefore theta minus a into theta minus b into f dash of theta is equals to, what we can write, a minus theta into f of theta plus b minus theta into f of theta, shifted to that side. That's why theta minus a, I written a minus theta. Now divide with theta minus a, theta minus b, then what happens? F dash of theta divided by f of theta is equals to, here we are dividing with theta minus a into theta minus b, that means we are dividing with a minus theta into a b minus theta, then we'll get 1 by b minus theta plus 1 by a minus theta. That's what, f dash of theta by f of theta. That is the reason in the question given f of theta not equal to 0. F of x not equal to 0 for all x belongs to open interval a comma b. So the option you will get as second option, right? Next you can go for the another question. This is the question given. Let f of x be a twice differentiable function for all x belongs to R, and f of 1 is equals to 1, f of 2 is equal to 2 square, f of 3 is equal to 3 square. So that is the idea. F of 1 is equal to 1 square, f of 2 is equal to 2 square, f of 3 is equal to 3 square. That's why I am considering the function as based on that idea. G of x is equal to f of x minus x square. That is the function I consider, right? Which is twice differentiable function, means this total function is a differentiable function, so it is continuous and differentiable, right? Now find out what about g dash of x. G dash of x is equal, because you have, what is g of 1? G of 1 0, g of 1 0, g of 2 0, g of 3 is also 0. Now Rolle's theorem is applicable or not? Now according to Rolle's theorem, g of 1 0, g of 2 0, there exists C1 belongs to open interval 1 comma 2 such that g dash of C1 is equals to f of C1 minus C1 square is equal to 0 or not? Next, there exists C2 belongs to open interval 2 comma 3 such that g dash of C2, that is nothing but something wrong I am doing here. I am writing g of x, but we have to write g dash of x. What is g dash of C1? G dash of C1 is f dash of C1 minus 2 times C1. G dash of C2 is equal to f dash of C2 minus 2 times C2 is equal to 0, right? See, all the three conditions of the Rolle's theorem are satisfied because of this reason. So that's why between 1 and 2 there exists C1. At that C1 differentiation is equal to 0. Its differentiation equal to 0. At same time g of 2 is equal to g of 3. That's why between 2 comma 3 there exists C2. At C2 differentiation is equal to 0. So that's why from this information observe here f dash of C1 minus 2C1, f dash of C2 minus 2C2. That's why now again I am considering another function. H of x is equals to f dash of x minus 2x, f dash of x minus 2x, f dash of x minus 2x. This is h of x. Now this function is differentiable, right, between C1 comma C2. Now what about its differentiation? H dash of x is equal to f double dash of x minus 2, right? So that's why h dash of c alpha, you can say it as h dash of alpha is equal to f double dash of alpha minus 2, where alpha belongs to C1 comma C2. Yes or no? Because h of x I am taking the function. H of C1 is equal to 0. H of C2 is equal to 0. That's why I applied Rolle's theorem. H of x is the function. H of C1 0. H of C2 also 0. All the three conditions of the Rolle's theorem satisfied. That's why this one. So alpha belongs to C1 comma C2. Observe here. This is a C1. This is a C2. Now alpha is there between C1 and C2. But where C1 present? C1 is there between 1 and 2. Where C2 is there? C2 is there between 2 and 3. Now tell me, alpha lies between 1 and 3 or not? So that's why we can write alpha belongs to open interval 1 comma 3. Right? F double dash of alpha is equal to 2. That's why we can say it as F double dash of x is equals to 2. F double dash of alpha is 2 means F double dash of x also 2, where x belongs to open interval 1 comma 3. Next, come back to this another question. F of x is equals to 2x cube plus 3x plus k. This equation has two distinct real roots in this interval. This equation has two distinct real roots in this interval. Then what is the k value? Now I am finding differentiation. Tell me what is the differentiation? F dash of x is equal to 6x square plus 3. F dash of x is equal to 6x square plus 3. This is always greater than 0. F dash of x greater than 0 means the function is an increasing function. Observe here, whenever the function is an increasing function, whenever the function is an increasing function, whatever the graph it may be, whenever the function is an increasing function, that function cuts the graph at only one point. Function is strictly increasing function means that function cuts the graph at only one point. Only one point. It cuts the graph at only one point means there is only one real root. There is only one real root. But what is saying in the question? It has two distinct real roots. Different roots are possible in this interval for what value of k? There is no value of k. Whatever the value of k it may be, this equation has two distinct roots, not possible. The reason is it is a strictly increasing function. Increasing function means the graph will go like this. The graph will go like this. When the graph is going in this direction, it cuts the x-axis at only one point. It cuts the x-axis at only one point means it has only one real root. But he is saying two distinct real roots. That's why there is no such value of k.